Fuck it. We'll do it live. Oh, shit. Here we are. We are live. It is I, your friendly neighborhood arsonist. Don't burn down houses unless they ask, or you feel like it, or you need to get back at somebody, or you have some spare gasoline and a couple of matches, or you're listening to that one Eminem song, or that other Eminem song, or that other Eminem song. But obviously, it's I, Jay the Arsonist Burnz, here with my buddy Lil Boat. Lil Boat, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. I mean, we do this show so frequently.
I know.
Yeah, it's not like it's been like 3 months since we've done this, the last one. How long has it been in actuality?
I think it's been like a month and a half. We did that one with
more accurate.
Maybe 2 months. It was like, I think it was actually the beginning of March. So it's probably closer to
we did our little episode with Coho, which is fun.
That was a blast. But we're back and we're gonna start doing this a little bit more frequently, I believe.
Yeah, we're not gonna try to get it every week because I think that's unrealistic. But I think if we go for like every 2 weeks, I think we'll probably be able to make that.
And just as a heads up, we don't give a fuck about advertisements or monetization around here. So we're gonna swear this ain't PG-13. We don't get one. We don't get one.
Yeah,
we get a whole lot of them.
I'm just gonna be nerdy and awkward.
That's the language of the body language of swearing right there. Nerdy and awkward.
Yeah, I'm the equivalent of swearing to the basic cable network. Like just my face. It's like I might as well be swearing.
He is the human equivalent of this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! Did I put that? Oh, I gotta take one of these off. I think I'm gonna take that one off.
Okay. Well, while Jay's doing that, I'm gonna say the topic. We are talking about our top 10 2000s comedies. These are comedies from the decade that I was alive in. Completely. Barely, but I was alive through the whole decade. So far I've only done that with 1 decade, so I'm pretty proud of that.
I'm more than 2/3 of the way through my second. So about
99% of these movies on my list I did not see when they were in theaters.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Yeah, most of these I saw on DVD. Yeah, none of the ones on my list I saw in theaters. So this is going to be fun.
All right, since I believe I went first last time, do you want to go first this time? You want to break them down how we do this?
Yeah. Okay. So the way we do this is, we kind of do it in the style of the top 10 show, but we do it a little bit differently because we try to predict what the other person is going to say on their list, and that's really where the fun comes from. So, Jay, how about you predict what I'm going to have at number 10?
Oh, see, this is where the shot in the dark comes in at. So I'm just gonna, as we say in our community, Makuga the shit out of this guess here, and I'm gonna say it is Austin Powers Gold Member at number 10 for you. I don't think you loved it, but I think you laughed, and I think that's why it's number 10.
See, I'm not a fan of that one. Not a fan. I think the openings. I won't. I think that's too far to say I'm not a fan. So I don't love it as like much as the first one. I think it's fine movie. I think the opening is great. I think there are.
Look at me, I'm mini me.
Yeah, I think Gold Member kind of fun. There's some good sequences in there, but
tell me something I don't know. I open mouth kissed the horse once.
Yeah.
No, that movie's great.
But my actual number 10 is a little film from 2007 called Death at a Funeral.
Oh, okay.
I think this is one of the funniest comedies ever. I think Alan Tudyk steals the show in this. Peter Dinklage also being very good. For those of you who don't know, basic plot, it's a family having a funeral and shenanigans ensue. Hijinks. Drugs. Gay love affairs. Yeah.
Is that the remake? Or is it the original?
This is not A, the remake is bad. B, it's from 2010.
Okay.
I'm talking about but if you want to see what makes the original great, watch the trailer to the remake because the jokes are so like ridiculous in the trailer. It's like, ooh, they fell over. Here. It's very stupid.
Isn't James Marsden in the remake?
James Marsden, they were like in the remake, they were like Alan Tudyk, that guy, people aren't going to know who that is. Let's just put Cyclops in there and make him play the guy who's on drugs. Yeah, he can do as good as Alan freaking Tudyk. And then
the Duke of Weselton is perfect.
Yeah, no, Alan Tudyk, like they brought back Peter Dinklage. They should have also brought back Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, it would have cost them the exact same.
Yeah. No.
Like what did you know? What did you know Peter Dinklage from before that? Elf?
No, I'm saying keep Peter Dinklage in all.
No. I'm agreeing with you. But what I'm saying is like he was still a relatively unknown actor. Because like, what's the one thing that you really kind of remember Peter Dinklage from before 2007? I would say Elf.
Well, yeah. No, Death at a Funeral. That's 2007. The remake was 2010. Was Game of Thrones on at that point?
2011, I believe it started.
Okay, so yeah, that was before. Yeah, really, I'd say Elf and The Station Agent.
I don't remember The Station Agent.
That's Patricia Clarkson.
You're speaking Greek to me right now, bro.
Yeah, you're not great with those indies.
I am not.
That's the thing is those independent films. That's the one thing. Like if we ever played a trivia match, you would probably go something like. You'd probably use like Kevin Smith as a strength, probably.
I might. You never know.
I mean, yeah, and I'd probably go with some independent director like Alexander Payne or maybe Wes Anderson because you can't tell the difference between Wes Paul and Paul W.S.
Yeah, they're all the same person. I'm convinced.
No,
literally. Tinfoil conspiracy hat on right now. They are all the same person.
Watch any of their movies, and you will find that is not the case.
It's like Tim Burton and Timur Babendikov, same person. I don't care what you say, same person.
Watch Grand Budapest Hotel, Boogie Nights, and then Mortal Kombat, and you will find that those three directors couldn't be more different.
Well, those glasses were worth $500.
Okay. So, unless you have any more thoughts on Death at a Funeral, let's go to your number 10. Or I'll predict your number 10.
Yeah. What do you think my number 10 is?
I'm going with something more popular here. That's probably a mistake because I know you and you'll probably go with something like that you don't think is really that good, but no, I'm saying that you don't think is that good is what I'm saying.
I know.
Not that I don't. Something that you don't think is that good, but it's kind of you use your 10 pick as like a guilty pleasure.
Kind
of. But I'm going with Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh, actually, it didn't make my list. Those chickens didn't have sharp enough talons. Yeah.
What is your 10?
My number 10 is something that might put you in a glass case of emotions. You might need to drink a little scotch, or pet a dog named Baxter. My number 10 is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
I'm going to get a lot of hate on this.
You don't like it?
No, I like it. I don't think it's as good as everybody says it is. Maybe the problem is it was, I watched it finally because like everybody talking like this is one of the greatest comedies ever. Like this is one of the best comedies of the 2010 or the 2000s, 21st century.
Right.
And it's funny, but it's inconsistently funny. There are some moments that really work and some that really don't. Honestly, I think Adam McKay, great comedy director. Other Guys is amazing. There's another one that oh, never mind. No, okay, I'll talk about it then. Step Brothers barely missed my list.
Oh, okay.
Step Brothers, I think is also great. I think it's better than Anchorman. I think Anchorman's good. It's probably his weakest comedy. Adam McKay's weakest. I think it's really good though. But actually, no, I probably put Talladega Nights. Then I go Anchorman. Then I go like Step Brothers, and Other Guys is just 10 out of 10. Like, not 10 out of 10, but it's great. Like, I love it.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Shout out to Henry Sanchez and Jake Marangoni, the other guys.
Shout outs. Okay, so I think I don't really have anything left to say about Anchorman except for San Diego. It means whale's vagina. There are just it's classic bits like that, and then fucking the fight scene at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I Love Lamb, classic.
Classic.
I will argue Steve Carell better than everybody else in that movie. He's the funniest person in that
Him
movie.
and Paul Rudd. I think Paul Rudd's underrated in that movie.
Paul Rudd's really good. Steve Carell is, you can see that he is the one who's going to be like the mega successful one. Like Paul Rudd in that, I would like, yeah, that's funny. I'd watch him in like a, you know, I'd like a side character on a sitcom. You can
I'd watch him in Ant-Man.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's success. Let me tell you something about Paul Rudd's success. Makes no sense to me. Like he's a B tier actor. He's good when hear me out. Let me finish talking. He's a B tier actor who gets A tier roles, and somehow he kind of chameleons in order to fit those A tier roles.
Oh, he knocks him out of the park 9 times out of 10.
He knocks him out of the park, and he shouldn't. He should not be as good as he is when he's actually given the chance. Like to me, his best performance is those like 2 seconds that he's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
They're coming. Wiki. That means real fast.
He's never been better than those 2 seconds in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I don't think he ever will.
We gotta hold off on that.
I'm gonna change my list then.
We gotta hold off on that.
Okay.
I think your number 9. I don't know why, but I feel in my bones that you hate this character, but you watched this movie and you laughed. So I think my choice is very nice.
Yes, okay. This is not my number 9, but it's on my list.
Is it really lower than number 9? Okay,
higher than number 9?
Yeah, higher than number 9.
It's should I say where it is on my list?
Go ahead, throw it out there.
It's my number 8. Borat. 8.
Fuck, I was so close. I had a feeling that you would have Borat on this list. And look, regardless of what anybody wants to say, Sacha Baron Cohen is a fucking genius clown.
Yeah.
Like nobody does.
When we get to my number 8.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it when we get to. Do you have a guess for, since I'm gonna say that you got that right because you were only one off. What would have been your number 8 guess, basically?
Zombieland.
I think you forget. I've yet to see Zombieland.
Oh, I thought you would have watched it by now. Come on.
Nah. I was gonna watch it like last October and then I never did. I need to see that though. I should probably. It's on Netflix. I should just get to it.
It is on Netflix.
The problem is right now
they're not a sponsor.
I've got so much studying to do. Not like I'm done with my classes. I mean studying for matches where I have to watch movies. Like I tell you, this is a tangent, but I'm playing Dom Friday in fandom.
Fandom, no. Yeah, if you were in movies, you guys are neck and neck, but I would give you the edge over Dom. Dom's my boy. I still love you, dog. But yeah, fandom.
But I think with the way the fandom betting works, I think I have. I'm not saying I ever would have it locked, but I think I have a chance if I actually study really, really hard. If I go Robert Parker level studying for like the next week and a half, I think that I will not be destroyed. I think I can at the very least take him to the last question if I Robert Parker level study for the next week and a half. What do you think? Do you think it's not even worth it?
Well, no, you need to study.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, but you say like I have a chance if I Robert Parker level study, is what you're saying. Are you
Oh yeah,
serious?
oh yeah.
Okay.
If you fucking read every Wikipedia page about every fucking nerdy movie ever,
Yeah.
hit up IMDb's trivia. Yeah. I think you got it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do that then.
It's gonna be difficult.
It's gonna be tough. I think I've got a chance. I
Fuck,
think.
I play
What?
I play Harley Borch tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got you winning that one.
Yeah, nobody's got me winning the fucking Fatal 4-Way though. Oh well, two people got me winning the Fatal 4-Way.
I have not put in my predictions because I know that, like, I would just feel bad if I got the 16th seed and nobody else. Because, like, fandom, that's one thing. Because you got Disney, you got Pixar, you got some bread and butters in there.
Oh, it's Full Metal Geek.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying was with fandom, I would not feel bad. With Geek, I'm kind of good at Wizarding World.
Right.
That's
middling.
It. That's all I had.
Middling at Wizarding World.
I would put myself above average when it comes to Wizarding World.
Fair enough.
I think above average. That's fair. I think also, not great, but like I would say I'm above average. It would not be stupid for me to take it on the wheel. I think that's fair.
No, maybe. It depends.
I mean, depending on who my opponent is. Like if I was playing you, that would be dumb for me to take it on the wheel. But if I'm playing if I'm playing Dom, I don't think that would necessarily be stupid for me to put it on the wheel.
I do. Dom quizzed me on Harry Potter left and right. Okay. That man knows his Harry Potter shit.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't use that as a strength then.
Good. But we got off on a tangent. Let's get back on course.
Yes.
Okay. So
we're at my number 9.
Yeah, you're guessing my number 9, and then
No, you were guessing my number 9. And
yeah.
You said Zombieland. Well, you said Borat, and you got that right because that was like my 8. Yeah. You said Zombieland, and but the 40-year-old version. It's my number 9. I think that movie's very funny.
Oh, wow.
Was that in your predictions?
It was in my predictions, but it was way higher.
Yeah, you see, you can't go too high with those Apatow movies. I like those.
Way higher.
I'm giving you that. If you're being honest, right? Like I'm keeping score of who's predicted more, and yeah, I'm giving you. You've gotten 2 right because you had 2 on my list.
Yeah, no. So do you want to know where I had it at?
Yeah, where did you have that?
I had it at number 2.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I'm gonna give you some help right now. Anything Apatow produced, don't put it above number 5. Like I think, that. What?
I think outside of that one, I have a pretty solid number 5. 5 through 1 for you.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like Apatow's style of comedy is very, very hit or miss for me. But when it lands, it lands.
I can understand.
Like, I think Steve Carell, like I said, he was the best part of Anchorman. He's hilarious in this movie. Just about everything. But then the supporting performances, this is probably the funniest Seth Rogen has ever been. I wouldn't say the funniest Paul Rudd has ever been, but Paul Rudd's very funny in this movie. All the side actors are great. Jonah Hill, Elizabeth Banks. I think this is a very, very funny comedy.
Okay, so what do you think my number 9 is?
Your number 9 is Step Brothers.
Ooh, no. Actually, not even on my list.
Ooh, okay.
My number 9 is School of Rock.
Okay.
I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Jack Black movies.
Yeah, I should have assumed that. School of Rock, pretty great.
This movie made me hate Sarah Silverman for the longest time.
Yeah, she's not likable in this movie. She's not. I hate it when great comedic actors are put in roles where they're not really given anything funny to say. Like they're just kind of there. Like she's just there to be the stick in the mud girlfriend, and I kind of hate that.
Oh,
Like,
I can completely agree with you on that.
Sarah Silverman is one of the funniest people, like one of my favorite stand-ups. She is like probably the worst part of this movie.
Yeah. Was it Joan Cusack plays the principal?
Joan Cusack.
Yeah, she does such a fantastic job.
Joan Cusack is amazing.
She knocks it out of the park every
Joan
time.
Cusack does not get enough love for being one of the greatest actresses ever.
Joan Cusack doesn't get enough love for being Joan Cusack. Let's put it that
like,
way.
She didn't say anything for like 2 scenes, and she's amazing. She's in 16 Candles for like a second, and she's hilarious. Like you can give her any, like in the movie In and Out, she's the boring Sarah Silverman girlfriend in In and Out, the movie with Kevin Kline. And she was good enough in that movie to be nominated for an Oscar. That's how great he is in that movie. Tell the people why you love School of Rock. I will be like right back. Like I won't be more than like 40 seconds.
So School of Rock was one of those movies that I watched when I was like, 14, 15, 16 years old. Right around there is really when I found this movie. And like I always love comedies and I love music. So, you throw music and comedies together. It just like it works for me. I don't know. Not Hairspray, but like this type of shit. It fucking works for me. Plus it's, you got the chubby nerdy kid who don't really have like self-confidence and whatnot, learning to be a badass. Or the shy kid who really doesn't have a whole lot of self-confidence, learning to be the badass. Or that little kid that I always confuse with Tom Felton, who liked to burn shit and blow shit up.
Yes, that kid does look like Tom Felton, the one who plays the drums.
Yes.
He looks exactly like Tom.
I was like, what the fuck? They got the kid from Harry Potter. And then I was like, oh, that's not the kid from Harry Potter.
I don't know if you've mentioned this yet, but Megan from
Miranda Cosgrove.
iCarly. Yes, Miranda Cosgrove is in this, and she's amazing. She's great.
I hadn't gotten a chance to mention that yet. I was more talking about the fat nerdy kids who like find themselves in the movie and are like, oh hey, look, honestly, I'm afraid to do this.
I feel like this movie, I'll be like, I'll spoiler this for my list. School of Rock probably would have made my list had I seen this at a younger age. Like, I didn't see this till I was about 14, 15.
Hey, that's when I saw it.
Oh, okay.
When I was 14 or 15, so you were like 4.
Yeah,
no, you were probably like 8. When were you born? 2000? 2001?
1999. But like the later months. So
yeah. So super early.
Yeah.
No, I just love this movie, and it made me love Jack Black more.
Yeah, he's great. Here's what makes that movie so great, in my opinion. It's a mainstream Jack Black comedy, but it's directed by Richard Linklater, who is best known for like the Before trilogy, which is like a very like artsy fartsy.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke, Julie Delpy. It's a very like artsy. Kind of it's very, I love it, but it's super pretentious. But I think Richard Linklater's touch was kind of perfect for this movie because none of the gags feel like that they're there just for the sake of jokes. All the jokes come from inherent with the character. Yeah, I think very, to me, like, I don't know if you could get away with this joke if this movie came out now, but the funniest part in that movie that makes me die laughing is your kids have touched me.
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure I've touched them too. And then all the parents, but the best part is the parents' reaction, where they're just like, ah! Like that.
Perfect.
Like, you can't do that today. But I mean, you can't do that ever. But like, you can't make that joke today. You can't.
Let's move on. This is almost as bad as my concentration camp jokes during the last Full Metal Classic.
Oh, or remember Edgy Caleb? Remember? 9/11. That was the best.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, this show's gonna be 3 hours long, isn't it?
I hope not.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it
yeah.
has been a while.
We're at my number 8, right?
Yes.
Well, and you know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this movie, what I love about it is it's a incredibly smart comedy disguised as a incredibly dumb comedy.
Yes.
There's so much social satire and so much like underneath layers that you have to like really like. It's not really a turn your brain off movie. You can enjoy it as a turn your brain off movie, but to fully appreciate, I think you really have to be thinking about the satirical elements of it and everything. Where I think this movie really, really holds up, and like the parts that what I love so much about it is, to me, it really doesn't matter what's real and what's fake.
Oh yeah.
Like, if the whole thing was scripted, it still is funny. But knowing the stuff that is scripted, it honestly kind of makes some of the moments more kind of horrifying. Like the stuff in Texas with the like,
Yes.
we take him out and we hang him. Like that's funny that they got him to say that on camera. But if you think about it, it's you're kind of laughing while you're like, oh, man, violence.
Fucking yikes.
They're threatening violence against a group of people. That's not funny, but the fact that they're saying it to a guy with a funny voice makes it funny. Like it's.
I will say this. Sacha Baron Cohen, and I said it earlier, he is the most comedic clown of all time. He has literally taken clowning to the next level.
And how he's able, I don't understand how he can stay in character without breaking like that. Like, to me, that's genius. Like, and the fact that not only that, he was able, like, I don't really like this movie, but the fact that he was able to, just the next year, with Borat being the cultural phenomenon that I've heard it was in 2006, that he was able to basically the next year, the year after, make Bruno without anyone recognizing him.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't like Bruno, you at least have to respect that he, and if you watch it, it's like, they are completely different characters, and honestly, I'm not sure I would know it was the same person if I didn't.
Same thing with Ali G. Like he just
I should watch this.
Really good at what he does.
The Ali G show Into House, is that a good movie?
No, it is not a good movie, but it is funny as hell.
Okay. So it's not like it's not on the level of like Borat, where it looks like
I like it more than Borat, but that's just me personally. Yeah, but I mean, it's also got
Borat is not a good movie.
Huh?
Would you describe Borat as not a good movie like you would?
No. Well, okay, so I would describe it almost the same way I described Ali G. Like, it's funny. But like, if you're sitting down and like you're with somebody who takes film like incredibly seriously, they're not going to really like that movie.
I disagree
unless they do like a deep dive on who he is.
Like, here's the thing: I didn't really do it like a deep dive. I just watched the social satire. It's not obvious, but you can clearly tell it's there and that it's part of the joke. And to me, that's what makes the movie so brilliant. So to me, I would disagree. I would say not only is it a good movie, it's a great movie.
Well, you're one person.
What?
I said, well, you're one person. Let's take it to Whitney Seibold.
I'm just saying, like, I would personally disagree with you on that. I think it's incredible. Like, just from a filmmaking standpoint, it feels like it's a low budget documentary. To me, it's brilliant.
Quick, tweet Whitney Seibold and ask him what he thought about Borat.
Yeah, you probably hate it, but Whitney Seibold liked movie 43, So if we're
I
doing
mean,
that,
there's a possibility. Like,
we might as well ask Malcolm what he thinks about Borat. I'm here. Yeah, I'll do that. Since Malcolm Goldilay is basically Whitney Seibel, I'm going to message Malcolm Goldilay and say, "Hey, weird question, but what do you think about Borat?"
all right,
Okay.
while you do that,
So yeah, let's move on.
yeah, what do you think my number 8 is?
I think your number 8 is a film from, I believe, 2008 called Fanboys.
Ooh, no, I didn't even put it on my list.
That was one where,
That's how much
like,
I respect that movie.
even
I
if
didn't
it's
want that
not
movie
on the
on my
list, I feel like that would be that's a movie Jay likes. It's very up Jay's alley.
Oh, I loved Fanboys. I thought the movie was great. We can have a discussion about that later. Actually, the movie at number 8 has a song about the years and how they start coming and they don't stop coming.
You put it on there?
Shrek is on my list. Shrek is my number 8.
Oh, I actually, okay, well, that's fair because I actually do have an animated movie on my list as well. So, here, I have some thoughts about Shrek that will not be like, I like the movie, but I go ahead and you start talking and then don't stop talking. You fed to the rules.
Everything that glitters ain't gold, sir. Only shooting stars break the mold. No, I really liked this movie for what it was. I like Shrek 2 also, but I like Shrek just by itself. Shrek on VHS, Shrek 2 on VHS.
Yeah, Shrek on VHS is Jim Green's favorite.
Shout out to Jim Green.
You know who? That's who we need to get on this show. Really, he's perfect for this show. Is Jim Green? The problem with getting Jim Green is with you two there, I look even less funny in comparison.
Me and Jim wouldn't stop talking shit to each other.
No, Jim wouldn't stop. Actually, here's the thing. Jim used to like trash on me all the time, but then I sent a funny Cat in the Hat gif, and now he respects me. I feel like Shia LaBeouf when he's in that movie Holes, when at first everybody hates him, and then he does like one thing, and then X-Ray is just like, "You're cool now, caveman. Nobody messes with caveman." And that's what I feel. I feel like Jim maybe doesn't respect me, but he's not gonna trash me anymore.
What you're saying is you feel Jim is an African American teenager who validated you.
Yes, exactly. It's like that episode of Community where Elroy keeps complimenting the white people. From 2004 to 2006, I was addicted to complimenting white people.
I'm sorry, say what?
I said from 2004 to 2006, I was addicted to complimenting white people. You know, from that episode of Community.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear what you said the first time.
Oh, why'd you go what then?
Because I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I hadn't heard what you said. No, Shrek definitely makes my list. It doesn't break. It doesn't break top 5, unfortunately. I love the movie. I think it's still by far one of the better animated comedies out there. You've got top tier performances from Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers, John Lithgow, even as Farquaad.
Shout out to Robert Parker.
It was just like on repeat at my house consistently. This is one of those movies that I grew up with, and I'll always have love for it, and that's why it'll be my number 8. I don't have anything left to say about Shrek, so we talked about your number 8, so I'm gonna guess your number.
Can I give some comments on Shrek?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. Okay. Here's my thing. I think Shrek 2 phenomenally better than Shrek 1. Shrek 1, it was the movie that it had to be in like 2001, where it was just this kind of, it was weird, but it wasn't weirdly structured. If you like look at the plot structure of that movie, it is every romantic comedy ever made. Like it is, it's a very basic romantic comedy structure, and that's really why I don't like the last 30 minutes of that movie when Shrek and Fiona have their like whole thing with like, oh, now we hate each other because the plot says we have to hate each other, blah blah blah.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's slow rock rendition of Hallelujah.
I'll give it that. I'll give you, but to me, Shrek 2 has a better version of that moment with that pop cover of David Bowie's "Changes," where they changes don't face the strange.
This is why we don't let Lil Boat have sugar after 7 p.m.
Too bad. Sponsored by Reese's.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. I got $5.
I officially just got the tweet from Reese's. We are not sponsored.
Well, too bad. I took $5 from the grocery store.
We reject your rejection of our sponsorship of you. Yeah, because that works.
Then who did I take the $5 from?
Then whose litter box?
Malcolm Goldie
What did he say?
Borat.
Oh my God.
Malcolm likes Borat.
Oh, shame that man. No.
It said very nice. Malcolm likes Borat.
I think I've got your number 3 nailed. I can't wait to get there. So I'm gonna guess that your number 7 is Miss Congeniality.
No. Why would you think? No, that's just wrong.
Because I don't know. You look like a nerd enough to enjoy William Shatner being funny sometimes.
I mean that's funny. I haven't actually seen Miss Congeniality. But I know the April 25th. Not too hot, not too cold.
Not necessarily jacket weather.
Yeah. But my number 7 is a comedy that does star women. It's 2004's Mean Girls.
Oh, are you trying to make fetch happen right now?
I'm trying to make fetch happen.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. I will give you this. That's by far probably one of the funnier like high school surrounded movies of the mid 2000s.
Yeah, no.
It definitely didn't make sense.
Like that's the thing is that like I feel like the only people who probably like that movie more than people from the 2000s is awkward middle schoolers from the 2010s.
She doesn't even go here.
Every single, not girl, every single person in my middle school could quote that movie front to back. Like that wasn't a girl movie. That was an everyone movie. That was basically a phenomenon of our school is that everybody just loves that movie. So many great moments. Tina Fey's writing is brilliant. Regina George is probably the best comedy villain in a movie ever. Danny DeVito, I love your work. Fall for you, Glenn Coco. You go, Glenn Coco. So that's probably one of the most quotable movies, like outside of like Star Wars ever.
Ooh, I know people who still say "You go, Glenn Coco."
No, I think that's one of the most.
No, I know. I'd have to disagree with you, but there's still a few quotes from that movie that I know people use.
What would you put over that in terms of like quotability?
I can't talk about that yet.
Oh, you've got okay, fair. Okay.
Would it be comedic of me to put Star Wars: The Clone Wars on my list?
Probably. I mean, here's the thing. Wait, not Attack of the Clones, the Clone Wars?
The Clone Wars, the animated movie.
That's not even funny. Like it's
that's bad. Why it's on my list, because it's funny how bad it is. No, it's not on my list. It's not on my list.
it's not even funny bad. Like, you can make arguments
It's
for
just
like
bad.
the only like Star Wars movie that kind of gets into the so bad it's funny territory is Phantom Menace, if I'm being honest. Like, Attack of the Clones is too boring to be funny. Revenge of the Sith is just fine. It's average. Phantom Menace, like, it's ridiculous, but there's a point where you watch that movie and you just kind of start to laugh. That these were the choices that were made.
I murdered all of them.
Yeah.
I hate sand.
Okay. So unless you have something more to say about Mean Girls, I would like to guess your number 7.
Great. Go ahead. Guess my number
It is
7.
a movie that I watched for the first time a couple days ago, actually. Snoochie Boochies!
No, it didn't make my list.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back did not make your list.
No, I love that movie, but it did not make my list.
Kevin Smith fan club card, man.
This just it wasn't for me. I would have put Zach and Miri Make a Porno on there before I put Jay and Silent Bob, and I didn't put either one of those on here.
Fair. Clerks 2?
No. As much as I love Clerks 2, the only thing I could do is probably just make fun of the porch monkey thing and the donkey show and interspecies erotica for like my entire time talking about it. And I kind of wanted to not do a lot of that, though I do love that movie. It's in my like top 20 though. Like all 3 of those movies are actually in my top 20. They're like 14, 15, and 16.
Elias, like, tangent here, but shout out to Elias for being the best part of that movie, if I'm being honest.
Oh, dude. Fuck you and Pillow Pants. No, okay, so my number 7 is actually a theme movie. The theme is holidays. There's only a couple of them out there, and there aren't very many fucking funny movies about Halloween, so that's off the list. There aren't very many funny movies that came out in the 2000s about Thanksgiving, so that's off the list. 4th of July, no. President's Day, no. It's Elf. Elf is my number 7 movie.
That's not surprising. Like, I do not love Elf as much as everybody else, but it's a good movie. Go ahead and talk about Elf.
This is, I think, the most childish we've gotten to see Will Ferrell get to act. And he just embraces Buddy the elf so much. It cracks me up. It really does. Plus, it's really weird seeing, what was that, Zooey Deschanel? Or is that Emily?
No, that's Zooey Deschanel.
It is Zoe. Okay, I loved that. I loved Ed Asner as Santa.
He's great.
I'm just saying, he's got a Santa voice.
Bob Newhart's in the movie for a second, and he's great.
Professor Proton. Oh.
James Caan, great.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, Peter.
Call me Elf one more time.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Elf. Will Ferrell is kind of doing like the exact opposite on the spectrum of what he's doing in Step Brothers.
Yes.
They're both childish performances, but Step Brothers is basically Will Ferrell playing a man-child to not only the point of unlikability, but to the point of it almost feels like self-parody, which is why it works in Step Brothers.
That's bullshit. I smoked weed with Johnny Hopkins.
Yeah. No, it's self-parody at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Everything in that movie is taken to 11 out of 10 in order to make fun of the cliches and bad comedies.
Can I just say one thing real quick about Step Brothers?
Yeah.
John C. Reilly was nominated for a fucking Oscar.
Yeah, and he's great in that movie.
He's so much better in that movie than fucking Will Ferrell is. He acts circles around Will Ferrell in that movie. I'm just saying. Like,
but anyway, back to Elf.
Yeah, yes,
Will Ferrell is probably like really the only person who can do that man-child thing and make it work. I don't think I've ever seen an actor actually make that work other than Will Ferrell. And Will Ferrell in both Elf and Step Brothers. I can't think of an example. Like, Big is a different thing to me. Big, he's just playing a child, not like a man child. Like it's different.
I would like to point out Paul Rudd's performance in Our Idiot Brother.
I haven't seen Our Idiot Brother.
Oh, I've seen a movie that you haven't seen that's serious, but it's still kind of a no. It's good.
Oh, that's a comedy. That's a 2010s Paul Rudd movie. It's a comedy.
It's actually kind of a serious movie, like legit.
Well, I can't take Paul Rudd seriously.
Dude, do yourself a favor, watch the movie, and then get back to me on that.
Okay,
I actually really liked that movie.
Okay.
But if you don't have anything else to say on Elf, I'm gonna try to guess your number 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think your number 6 is gonna be one of those things where you got to say, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
It is an animated movie. It's not that animated.
Oh no, I got Monsters Inc. in at number 6, boy.
No, it's the only animated movie on my list. It's not touchy. You threw off my groove.
Oh, you went with The Emperor's New Groove from 2000. Okay.
I went with The Emperor's New Groove. I
respect that.
David Spade is giving his best performance ever. Patrick Warburton is amazing.
Second best performance ever.
Second best performance of Patrick Warburton? Or
no, of David Spade.
What would you say is best? Tommy Boy?
Tommy Boy.
He's really good in Tommy Boy. Cusco is his best character at the very least.
I will give you that. Fair enough. Yes.
Okay.
I agree with that.
He's just so funny. But two of the greatest Disney villains ever with Yzma and Krunk.
Right. The poison. Right. Cusco's poison. The poison designed, the poison designed specifically to kill Cusco. Right. My spinach puffs.
Yeah. Okay.
Squeaker.
Squeaker. But no, it's amazing. And just the little side moments are great. Like, welcome to Mutka's Meat Hut, home of the mug of meat. Like, that just cracks me up. Like, so much of that, to me, that movie is like if you took the spirit of Looney Tunes
and made it a coming-of-age movie?
And made it a 90s buddy comedy in the vein of Tommy Boy.
I can see that.
To me,
I still also think it's kind of a coming-of-age movie.
Kind of. It's like, kind of a Disney movie. It's kind of it is a Disney movie, but it's kind of got that Disney. But to me, like, the two main parts, it's like 45% Looney Tunes. Straight up 40s Looney Tunes style humor with 45% 90s buddy comedy. And
the fourth wall breaks in that movie are classic.
They're so brilliant. The stuff with the map is amazing. Like, that's amazing. Like, that entire movie is brilliant, and I love it.
Oh, that movie's great, dude. I fucking love that movie. And I'm kind of mad I didn't even think about it. I know it came out in the year 2000. I wrote a question about when that movie came out.
Yeah.
I'm just really mad that, like, there are so many movies that you're thinking of.
Your list had it not.
Yes, actually, I think it would have. It would have been high. It probably would have been like 8 or 9, but it would have made my list.
All right. So now I get to guess your number 6.
Sorry, I just inhaled a bug.
Oh
my god. Okay, yeah.
While Jay is on the floor, I will guess his number 6.
And I'm back. Oh my god.
I'm gonna say is one that was mentioned earlier. Maybe I'm saying this a little too soon. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
You are saying it too soon, unfortunately.
Okay,
it is on my list.
Change it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Feel free.
I'm also probably saying this one too soon. Zombieland.
Zombieland didn't make my list.
Ooh, okay.
Zombieland did not make my list. I love that movie though. But I look at that more as like not just like straight up a comedy.
That's fair. I haven't seen it, so I can't really judge on that.
And I only have like one real mix of...
Yeah, fair. Okay, so what is your number 6?
My number 6 is the second best live action role play movie of all time. And the only reason that is because the other one came out in 2013. The number 1 best LARPing movie of all time, Knights of Badassdom.
I thought that was like 2010.
2013.
This is 2000s, buddy.
I know that's why it's not on my list, but it's the number one LARPing movie of all time. My number 6 is Role Models.
Oh wait, is this the Paul Rudd,
Sean William? Yeah, Paul Rudd, Sean William Scott.
I like
Yeah,
Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd, man. Okay, fuck off.
All right, shout out to the kid who played Stanley in That's So Raven, because he is also in this movie.
Jeremiah Washington.
What? Jay, are you okay?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to remember. Are you talking about the young little kid?
Yeah, the
one that Sean William Scott takes care of.
Yes.
I like boobies. Boobies. I'm pouring some sugar on some boobies.
That kid was Stanley in That's So Raven. Bobby J. Thompson is his name, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was way off.
Did you ever watch That's So Raven?
I did for a little bit, but
I
stopped.
The annoying kid who had like a crush on Raven and would always try to kiss her, and he would like
don't
Corey.
Stop! You're bringing up my past, bro. I need you to knock that shit off.
I watched that movie. I watched that show from 2004 to 2008, and I loved it.
I liked that show.
I was 4 when I first saw it, and it was great.
I always tried to see into the future too. I always went
if
I could, and smacked the back of my head. No, nothing. It sucked.
Gaze into the future.
Okay.
My life would be a breeze.
So, Role Models has by far one of my favorite B-list ensemble. Oh my god, the bug's trying to crawl out. One of my favorite B-list lists of all time. It's got I can't ever remember the guy's name, but he played the racist gardener in that one episode of Community with the trampoline.
Oh yeah, that guy. The not Louis C.K.
Second-rate Louis C.K. who's never jerked off in front of people.
At this
that
point,
we know of.
Straight Louis C.K. If we're being honest.
Definitely. Ken Jeong is in this movie, and this was this is when Ken Jeong was at his Ken Jeongiest.
Was this post Community?
I think this was mid Community. This was
that's before or after 2000. I want to look at when this was. I believe
it was 2005.
8. No, I think
2008.
I want to say it was 2008.
I didn't write fucking movie release dates down.
So this was I want to say this was the year Community came out, or it was the year before. Yeah, no, Community.
I'll allow it.
2009 was a great year to be Ken Jeong.
He was in 5 things.
That was Community and The Hangover.
True.
That was a great year to be Ken Jeong.
Okay.
Right now is a pretty great year to be Ken Jeong. He's everywhere right now.
That Jeong, he's so hot right now.
Also, Russo brothers, tangent here, but we can agree the Russo brothers are trying to put the entire cast of Community into the MCU at this point, right?
So they've put Danny Pudi, they've put Ken Jeong, Yvette Nicole Brown, Jim Rash, DC Pearson has even been in an episode. He used to be
Donald Glover.
Oh yeah, obviously. Wait. That wasn't a Russo brothers movie.
It wasn't, but I'm guessing.
But they've been in it. He's been in it. But yeah, no. So 5 people have been in Russo brother movies that were in Community. I'm waiting for
Joel McHale and Julian Jacobs, Allison Brie.
I was gonna say Dan Harmon.
Oh,
I could legit see them just oh hey Dan, you want a 5-second cameo in this fucking movie where you're laughing at cuck porn or something?
You see, here's the thing.
Don't Google that term.
Made fun of the MCU in the last episode of Community, so I think he didn't get in. If you remember that last episode, Annie and Jeff are those boring, flavorless Marvel movies.
Look,
2015. So this was post Avengers.
Look, if they can fucking rehire James Gunn for some dumb shit he said a while ago, they can hire them people back too. I'm just saying.
Fair.
Okay, don't really have anything left to say about role models except you need to fucking watch it. Because even Jane Lynch is hilarious in this fucking movie.
But you did say that's kind of like the ultimate like B level movie. To me, anything with Christopher Guest, like Best in Show, like you just look at the poster and it's like, oh yeah, it's that actor who's really funny, but I don't know their name. Like it's a who's who of underrated character actors.
Yes.
You've got Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, John Michael Higgins, Michael McKean, Parker Posey.
John Michael Higgins does not get enough love. Like, he really doesn't.
Oh, you want to talk about who doesn't get enough love? Parker Posey.
Facts.
Parker Posey is brilliant in everything she's been in. She's in Dazed and Confused for 2 seconds, and she steals every scene she's in. Jennifer Coolidge, Jane Lynch, the ultimate B-list comedy actress. Christopher Guest is in it. Larry Miller, who does not get enough credit for being great.
One thing I will say, and I just had to double check that it was her, Blade Trinity. The only knock against Parker Posey.
I will even give her, she's good in that movie.
I loved the way she looked in that movie. I didn't like her voice. I didn't like her acting. Just her look. Hot goth girlfriend.
Every comedy actor who's in that movie, like comedic actor who's in that movie, actually works with it. Patton Oswalt works with it. John Michael Higgins, again, works with it. Parker Posey works with it. Everything else in that movie, garbage.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is all right.
He's a comedic actor. He's known mainly for comedies.
Yeah. I don't know why. I until Deadpool, I was never really able to view him as a comedic actor. He was more like Bradley Cooper to me. And then he was a leading man actor who was cast in a lot of comedies rather than being an actual comedy actor. That makes sense.
That seems like a topic that we should cover in another top 10.
What do you mean?
Like top 10 leading men who were forced into like comedic roles.
Would that be like our top 10 favorite, or what would be the qualifier?
I mean, that's what we're doing right here. These lists are our favorites.
Oh yeah, I just that's a weird thing to have like favorites of, I guess. But I could probably make it work. I'll let you know. I picked the topic this week.
Or top 10 actors in a comedic role. Actors/actresses in a comedic role.
We'll talk about this off stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about everything else on stream, so.
Fair. I don't quite understand, but I don't want to get bogged down into it.
Fair enough. We can hammer those out later.
What my number 5 is?
I think your number 5 is. I think it's got some red on it. I think your number 5 is Shaun of the Dead.
You've predicted one that is on my list. You got it a little too low there, bud. Actually, you're one off. Shaun of the Dead is my number 4.
Fuck. Okay.
So, what did you have predicted for my number 4?
Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 not on my list.
I know we talked about it, but I wasn't gonna change it. I wasn't gonna change it midstream. So like,
I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you did. I did. That was forgetting Sarah Marshall. So. Anyway, my number 5 is one that I thought that you had, but you didn't. Napoleon Dynamite.
Mr. Dinamite?
Yes. That is probably the movie on this list I've watched the most, and I love it. It is amazing.
The shading on your upper lip took me like 3 hours.
It's cheesiness, intentional cheesiness is perfect. It's like if Wes Anderson tried to make a Farrelly Brothers movie. Farrelly? I don't know.
Fairly. I say fairly.
Yeah, we'll say fairly.
Are you drinking 2% milk because you think you're fat? Because you're totally not. You could totally drink whole milk.
It's like a 90s comedy version of a Wes Anderson film. Because it's got that kind of stilted dialogue and the kind of artsy kind of camera angles and the quirky characters, but it's got more of like a straight up comedic tone, and I think that really works.
My favorite scenes in this movie happen to have Diedrich Bader in them. Rex Kwando. You think anybody wants to get roundhouse kicked in the face while I'm wearing a pair of these?
Every actor in that movie is like, that's another, like, that's not even, that's like a roundup of C-list actors, and they're all great.
Yeah, I will give you that. I will definitely give you that.
John Grice, every actor who's in that movie, that's probably their best role, though, with the exception of Diedrich Bader, because Batman.
LaFonda.
I will say,
Peace out, Napoleon.
Diedrich Bader is, like, I'm biased because he was basically like my first Batman.
Brave and the Bold.
Brave and the Bold, you
Loved
know,
it.
I'm young, so that was that was like my Batman the Animated Series or Batman Beyond. Like that was the Batman show that I watched as a kid. So to me, like he's one of my favorite Batman because he had the you know kind of timbre of his voice to put the what's the word I'm looking for, the
gravitas.
Yeah, the gravitas. That's exactly the gravitas. But he also had the kind of comedy in there to where he was kind of perfect. Anyway,
he blended camp and comedy and seriousness, that trifecta, just so perfectly.
It was kind of like a cross between Adam West and Michael Keaton. Somewhere in the middle of those two.
With a little Conroy thrown in.
With a little bit of Conroy. I haven't seen a single thing with Kevin, with the exception of the Arkham Asylum games.
Boo. Boo this man.
I'm going to watch Master of the Phantasm.
They have it on sale. They have it on sale. They have they have the Batman the Animated Series Blu-ray set on sale for like $58 right now.
I'm okay, but
as soon as I get paid, boy.
I'm not going to spend $58 on a show that I haven't seen an episode of.
It's worth it. Hold on. Question for you. If I had never seen an episode of Community and you could buy all 6 seasons of Community for $35, would you try to talk me into buying that show?
No. I would say
you would.
Great show. Try to pirate it if you can.
We don't condone that around here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We don't do that shit around here.
Yeah,
you can't say that online, bro. We're gonna get taken down.
I'm not saying you should pirate it. I'm saying
he's like just an episode or two.
Yeah, no, to see if you like the show, and then you pay the money.
Oh well, see, this is the way
is just to go on Crackle because they show that for free, and like that's not illegal. Like
Fair enough. This is what I do when it comes to TV shows. If somebody gives me a recommendation for a TV show, I will watch the first season, the entire first season. If I don't like it, I won't progress after the first season, no matter how good the subsequent seasons after may be. I gave you 22 hours minimum of my time.
Here's the logic, though. If you're going with, like, there are some shows like Parks and Rec. I think the first season of that show, not great.
See, okay, so with Parks and Rec, I will give you 11 episodes. I will give you a minimum show run of 11 episodes, what would be one season. Because the first season of Parks and Rec is only like 5 episodes.
What if somebody goes up and tells you, don't start with the first season. The first season is not good.
The next question I have is, will I miss out on anything in the first season if I do that? And if the answer is no, then I will watch the entirety of the second season.
Yeah.
But Parks and Rec, we need to have a match in. We need a Full Metal Random.
I can't go too deep with Parks and Rec.
We still need one for Community also.
Yes, definitely. So many people have wanted that Community match, and it's like never happened. Anyway, where are we?
Number 5 for me, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna say I think that you have Forgetting Sarah Marshall higher, so I'm gonna say it's Dodgeball.
I actually don't have Dodgeball on my list.
That is surprising because that is the one movie that you basically forced me to watch, and then I liked it.
I loved that movie, bro. I did. Yeah. No, I have.
Like, you remember that when like you basically were like, you have no excuse right now. Watch that movie right now,
and you did
it,
and you liked it.
I liked
it. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
No, so I have
It's
for my
much the
number
worst part, but
my
yeah.
number 5 is I'll give you a little hint. It is the only movie with an acceptable use of blackface.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder is my number 5. And this is what I was talking about. I quote Tropic Thunder, and like a group of my friends quote Tropic Thunder way more than we do Mean Girls. But we quote both of them, but we quote Tropic Thunder a lot more. By far one of the best fake movies ever made. The making of the movie is basically what they're doing throughout the entirety of it. I love this movie. Ben Stiller in this movie gives, I think, one of his funniest performances. Jack Black's great in this movie. Jay Baruchel's great in this movie. Matthew McConaughey is the weirdest fucking person in this movie, and I love him.
Okay, so you killed a hooker. Okay.
Amanda. No, her name wasn't. Dude, her name probably wasn't even Amanda. No, I said a panda.
Mike Ellison and Mike Kalinowski. It's TiVo, guys.
It's TiVo.
It's TiVo.
Hands down, the greatest performance in this movie comes from the least suspected individual on the entire call sheet. Tom Cruise.
Here's why I can't agree with that, and it's simply because
he didn't jump on any couches.
No, like I think he's great in that movie. He's probably the best part. Why I can't agree, and maybe I can't say that he was unexpected because by the time I watched it, he was like built up as like the one of the best parts of that movie. Like it was him and Robert Downey Jr. and those were like the two things that's like, okay, that's like for you, Tom Cruise was surprising in that movie because Tom Cruise was kind of going through like a not great period, and B, like you didn't know that he could do these kind of ridiculous over the top comedy characters.
So the reason why it was surprising for me is because I saw this movie I got this movie on DVD as soon as it came out. I didn't see this movie in theaters. I saw it on DVD, and like I didn't look at anything for it. I didn't go to like IMDb or some shit. I literally just dropped the movie in because I saw Jack Black, Ben Stiller, and
Iron Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Iron Man, but Robert Downey Jr. on it. And I was like, okay, this looks good. And laughed my ass off throughout the entirety of it. And it wasn't until we got to the end credit scenes that I had actually realized that it was Tom Cruise.
You didn't?
No, like legitimately. Legitimately.
You didn't know that was Tom Cruise?
Nope.
That's surprising to me.
But I was also very high when I watched that movie.
Fair. Okay, that's less surprising.
I was very high when I watched that movie.
Okay.
But that movie's still fucking fantastic.
I don't think it would have made it on my list, but I'm a little sad it isn't. Like, I wish that I had room for that on my list, but I wouldn't take anything out on my list. So. Okay. Now it's time for you to predict my number 4, right? Oh, well, you did. It's Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. So I mean, you want to give it a quick talk up because it's higher on my list.
Yeah, I had that predicted. I think I've got your top 4 basically now.
Okay.
Said, well, if you got it on your list, we'll wait until it's
that's fine
on yours. Okay,
that's fine because I think you know exactly where that movie's placed on my list.
Oh, I should probably move it up then.
So
I had it at number 3. So
do we want to?
But I'm gonna change it now. Okay.
Okay. So do I guess you're number 3 now, right?
No. Now I guess you're number 4 because we have not.
Oh yes.
Wait? Your number 4 is not Tropic Thunder, right?
No, my number 5 was Tropic Thunder.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say your number 4. If it's not Forgetting Sarah Marshall, is it Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
It's Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay.
I love this movie. Mila Kunis gives like one hell of a performance in this movie. This is like, so I hated Why am I forgetting his name? Aldous Snow. Fucking
Russell Brand.
Thank you. I hated Russell Brand in this movie. And then I grew to love him in this movie.
The best part of this movie.
He is not the best part of this movie.
I never understood why Russell Brand was a thing.
Because he was married to Katy Perry.
No, why he was he was leading so many comedies, and he showed up in bedtime stories, and I was like, why is this guy a thing? I don't get it. And then years later, I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and was like, okay, that's why. He had a great supporting performance in a a really beloved comedy, and then they beat the dead horse. Basically, they tried to put him in leading roles, and it didn't work. And it makes sense. Like that happens with a lot of people.
I can't remember the name of the movie he was in. That's a remake, and that's
Arthur.
That's what it was. I was gonna call him Alfie, but
remake of Alfie is the movie with the movie that was remade with Jude Law. Arthur is the one. Like,
God damn, I knew it was a remake.
They took an Oscar-winning comedy and turned it into a cheesy Russell Brand vehicle. Okay.
I liked it.
I hate you, so
that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. You're still one of my best friends in this fucking.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're like on the not terrible list. So
yeah,
there are not very many people.
Sandy.
Yeah, there are not very many people on the not terrible list. So good for you.
Let's hope I make it there before I stay there before the end of my list. Okay, now do I guess your number 3 movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Take Me Home, Country Roads, West Virginia. No, it's I think your number 3 movie is a Coen Brothers movie. I think it's a Coen Brothers movie. I want to say your number 3 is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
You guessed correctly that it is on my list.
Oh, you got it higher than that. Okay.
My number 3, I think that you think this is actually higher for me. I think that you think this is like my 2 or something. My number 3 is... Wait, I'm trying to think of a good quote from this movie, and I'm blanking, and I hate that Alvin A. Anderson. That's the best I can.
Aaron A. Anderson.
Aaron A. Anderson. That's right.
You want to be a big cop in a little town? Fuck off at the model village.
Yes. It is Hot Fuzz.
Leslie Tiller was fucking murdered.
Do you have that on your list? I'm predicting that you do, so just say if you do, because we will save it.
It's my number 3.
Okay, yeah.
It's my number 3.
I had it as your number 2.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to see what you swapped it out for.
Yeah.
No, I love this movie. Okay, this is.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now because this is basically.
Oh, it's both of our number 3s.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, it's the perfect. That's the perfect time to talk about it.
It's my favorite buddy cop movie. It's both a parody of the buddy cop movie and a great buddy cop movie. That's what's so great about it.
With perfect key elements of horror locked in.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Oh, we have.
Not call it a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie, but it's a movie with
comedy.
It's a comedy movie with horror elements to it that doesn't necessarily make it.
I would call those maybe thriller elements at the most. At the most, I would call those thriller elements.
What was the last real thriller movie you had without horror elements in it? Like at that point in time, we're getting into semantics, but like,
I mean, to me, there's a clear difference. Like Born Identity, that's a thriller, not a horror.
They basically ripped off Wicker Man. Wicker Man is a horror thriller.
I am very confused with who ripped off Born Identity. Ripped off Wicker Man?
No. Hot Fuzz.
I mean, No.
Mm.
Fine, I'll give that to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The bees! The bees! Sorry.
Okay. But anyway, fantastic. Like, this movie is Timothy Dalton. Shout out to Timothy Dalton.
Shout out to T Dalton.
The best part of this movie.
Second best.
Second best. Who's your best?
Rory McCann, bro.
Who?
Rory McCann. Yarp.
Oh,
like
good, but
when he grabs the monkey, he starts playing with it, and then he smashes him in the face with the plant. Like it takes a lot for a not mentally challenged individual to play a mentally challenged individual and not make it comedic or over the top.
It takes a lot for a James Bond actor not to take himself seriously. Every James Bond actor has been overly pretentious, except for Timothy Dalton.
Pierce Brosnan.
He was not Bond when he did Mrs. Doubtfire.
He was in The World's End.
Fair, actually. I forgot. Yeah,
The World's End.
Good cat, touche.
Touchy.
Okay.
So now do I guess your number two?
Yeah, sure. Guess my number two.
Even though I'm pretty sure I know what your number two is.
You don't. My number two has not been said. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I'm fucked. I had the 40-Year-Old Virgin at your number two. We already talked about this.
All right, my number two is a little indie comedy from 2006. Alan Arkin won the Oscar for it. It is Little Miss Sunshine. It's a dramatic comedy, but it's incredibly funny. So I'm giving it. It's still a comedy.
I'm not arguing that fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you arguing that's not a good movie? Because if it is, or if you are, I'll cut you.
I haven't seen the movie in like 10 years, bro.
I guess I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna drive out to Seattle, Oregon.
Seattle, Oregon. Okay.
Yeah, Seattle, Oregon, and I will say, "Hey, are you Jay Burnz?" to every single person I meet until they say yes, and then I cut them.
He's gonna watch out. Anybody else out there named Jay Burnz, he's gonna cut you so bad you wish you weren't cut so bad.
Yeah, no, I'm a violent person in nature. Most people wouldn't guess that, but
most people also wouldn't guess that you're a fucking 6-foot freak show because you look like you're 12 years old.
Yeah, most people wouldn't have guessed that I killed a man in 2009, but that's a different story for another.
He did it with his thumb, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
this thumb.
It was with his body. I don't know. What that even mean? We now have Edgy Caleb.
Wow.
And we have Creepy Caleb. We had Edgy Caleb. Now we've got.
Wow.
Hey guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have ASMR Caleb.
It's time to show you my meat puppets.
I've never heard a worse combination of two words ever. But meat puppet takes the fucking cake, bruv. Okay? Just no.
Time to see
Time out.
Mr. Rancid. He has a story for you, children. About the grinder.
No.
Happy days. Monday.
Just to be clear, he is not talking about the dating app Grindr.
Happy days.
Unless he is, because that would just bring a whole new context to I killed a man with his own body.
Thursday, Friday, happy day, Saturday.
Okay. We're done. We're not rocking around the clock no more. Next.
Hey,
Hard pass. Next.
Everyone.
Fucking next.
Okay. Where were we?
I guess your number 2 was 40-Year-Old Virgin. You said no.
No, it's Little Miss
We
Sunshine.
talked about that. Now it's your turn to guess my number 2.
Super bad.
No, didn't make my list.
How dare you? Are you even the real Jay Burnz?
I got this nice little pod that you can step into. Nobody will miss you. It's okay.
Here's a question, Jay. Are you Jay Burnz?
Yeah. J A E
Stab.
B U R N
I told
S.
you, anyone who says yes gets stabbed.
Okay, no. Top 10 lists. They're so hot right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Oh,
I invented the piano key necktie.
I feel like I saw Zoolander at the exact wrong time when I was like a smart aleck 15-year-old who thought I knew what real cinema was.
Gina.
So
I loved this movie. I don't know. This is
like, no, that's the thing, is I'll probably like it if I watch it again. I feel like I saw it at the exact wrong time for me to see a
I can understand
2000s comedy.
I can understand that. I loved this movie. This is one of my favorite Ben Stiller performances, just because Ben Stiller doesn't try to go like smart. He doesn't try to go action hero, but he still ends up kind of being an action hero. You've got cameos by some really fucking funny people. Jon Voight is funny in this fucking movie. His dad is fucking hilarious in this movie.
Jon Voight's dad?
No, Ben Stiller.
Jerry Stiller. Well, it's not like we didn't think that Jerry Stiller couldn't be funny because Seinfeld.
It's Jerry Stiller. Come on.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I'm
I guess
not an ambi-turner.
it's time for you. Wait. Okay. So, yeah. No, Hot Fuzz was your number 3. So it's time for you to guess my number 1. Well, you know it. It's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah. No, I had Superbad on my list.
You did have Superbad on your list? What?
It was your number 1.
Oh, you thought Superbad was going to be my number 1?
Yes, I did. You McLovin looking fuck.
I mean, I do look like McLovin, and I am the physical embodiment of a Michael Cera type.
You're even kind of wearing the same shirt.
Yeah. I am McLovin.
She wants some Seth's dressing in or around her mouth.
Okay.
See where Orson Welles ate his fat ass to death.
Okay. But, yeah, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? One of the most brilliant movies ever made. Like, it's hilarious. Stay out of Woolworth. She's, he's bona fide. Are you bona fide, Daddy?
I actually really like this movie.
What?
I actually really like this movie.
Yeah, no, I love it.
This movie made me love John Turturro.
John Turturro, everybody in this movie. If I love a person from this movie, it's probably because I first knew them.
Him and Tim Blake Nelson.
This was really the first time like I noticed John Goodman like as being actually like great, and rather just being that guy who shows up in a lot of things that I've seen.
Roseanne's husband.
That's the first. You see, I never watched Roseanne. Tim Blake Nelson. Even though I knew him first as Mr. Pendanski.
I'm still so mad I fucking forgot Tim Blake Nelson.
Oh, that match, yeah. And then John Turturro, Charles During, underrated character actor, works with the Coens a lot, plays Pappy O'Daniel. He's great. Holly Hunter's in the movie for like 2 minutes. She's great. Just about everybody who's in that movie is fantastic.
George Clooney.
George, shout out to BoJack Horseman. It's a great show. You should watch it. Okay. And your number 1, obviously, Shaun of the Dead.
My number 1 is Shaun of the Dead. I actually went back and forth between Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, but I've watched them both in this last week. And I don't think I would love Hot Fuzz as much as I do without Shaun of the Dead leading the way. And I think that's what gives it the edge over Hot Fuzz. The combination of Nick Frost, Edgar Wright, and why am I forgetting his name? I'm doing a Tim. I'm pulling a Tim Blake Nelson. I'm pulling a fucking Michael Fassbender right now. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Yeah,
that's what it was. No, I was pulling a Michael Fassbender because I forgot Michael Fassbender played Stelios in 300. God damn.
I didn't even know that he played. I knew he was in that movie. Didn't know who he played.
Yeah, I took like 9 repeats in a training session and still couldn't get it right because I couldn't remember fucking Michael Fassbender's name. But no, I actually
anyway,
Shaun of the Dead takes the zombie movie and blends it so well with the air of comedy that they created a genre. Like people had tried before and it didn't really work. Like there were comedic zombie type movies that had come out before.
Really? I mean, like I can't even think of any like zombie comedies out like before Dawn of the Dead came out or Shaun of the Dead came out.
I mean, like technically Return of the Living Dead. I would even give like comedy.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Comedy. Air quotes.
Like I just looked up zombie comedies and I can't find anything before 2004 on the front page of Google.
Let's see.
Yeah, nothing on here made before 2004. Well, okay, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, like those, you could make an argument for those, but are they really zombies?
I Was a Teenage Zombie, Dead Heat.
I've never even heard of I Was a Teenage Zombie.
My Boyfriend's Back. I'm just saying, like, I Googled zombie comedy movies and those popped up. I Googled them too. I'm just saying, like, maybe Google's different regionally. But Shaun of the Dead is
Seattle
for. Huh?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Seattle Google is different.
Yeah. Seattle, Oregon. Yeah.
Seattle, Oregon versus Ohio.
Iowa.
Wait, which one do I live in again?
The one with the corn.
No, Nebraska.
I
love that little bit in Community where it's like, oh yeah, I can read this, and it's like, this is Korean. Which one am I again? Chinese. Again, shout out to Ken Jeong.
Big ups to Ken Jeong.
Okay. So do we have more to say about Shaun of the Dead? I mean, I feel like what more can you say about Shaun of the Dead? Like it's
nothing. We can wake up in the morning, have a couple of Bloody Marys, stop by the King's Head, grab the princess, back to the Winchester for a pint. Wait till this all blows over. Boom. This has been a very, very awkward talk about 2000 comedies because we can't stay on topic. That's what we're known for around here.
I mean, if you're here for us to stay on topic, what are you doing? I'm sorry, but like what? This is not what you should be here for.
Yeah, it's the Wednesday after Endgame came out. You're lucky we didn't just go on an hour and a half long tangent about that. Because I can't.
You're lucky that we only went for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, for real though.
You're really lucky we didn't go longer than an hour and a half.
Because we could.
You should thank us, really.
Yeah, you can thank us by liking and subscribing.
Shout out to my PayPal, which is a cup outside my house. If you want to put money in that, go ahead.
And it is at this point in time that Lil Boat's Venmo has been revoked.
Or you can just pee in it. Like,
I know you were gonna go there. What the fuck, man? We want people to watch the show. Wait to be weird until we're off camera.
no.
Fair enough. All right, guys. I've been Jay Burnz.
I have sensitive nipples.
Oh my god. Wait until he goes incredibly still, and he will turn invisible, and then ruin a perfectly good movie with bullshit comedy. But this has been Burnz and the Boatman. We're out. We'll see you next week or the week after, whenever. You'll see us again with a different topic. Peace.